Good afternoon and welcome to BizTech Asia's Asian Midday Market Watch. I'm your host, Jeffrey Halley, and it is Wednesday, the 24th of April, not Thursday, the 24th of April. You can blame that on me being away on holiday for 2 weeks. Our guest today is Teng from Auckland in New Zealand. Tina is an independent market analyst. Tina, welcome to the show.
Hi, Jeff. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, no, always a pleasure. Let's have a quick look, as usual, around markets in Asia and see what's been happening with stock markets. It's a sea of green today. Asia's having a great day. The Nikkei 225 is up 2.31%. Shanghai, meanwhile, is up 0.34%. The Hang Seng is having a great day, up 1.87%, with Australia rising 0.19%. In South Korea, the Kospi is up 2.02%, with Singapore's Straits Times up 0.68%, and the Kuala Lumpur index is up just 0.45%. Definitely seems to be a tech bias there amongst the best performers in Asia today. Tina, what are your thoughts?
So obviously this week market sentiment has picked up from last few weeks drop. I think just a relief rally from east tensions in the Middle East and also some deep buying signals here. And especially the run up to the US tech earnings and some optimism toward those big giant earnings.
Right, yeah, we do have a pretty chunky week on the earnings front from US markets, but let's look at one of the so-called Magnificent Seven, I guess. Tesla, they announced results overnight and the stock rose sharply in aftermarket trading, but the actual results themselves weren't really that good on the face value of it. Can you walk us through the results and the price action, Tina?
So Tesla's result actually is much lower than market expectations, especially the total revenue dropped by 9% year on year. That's the biggest drop since 2012. Its earnings per share and also net income has dropped significantly. I think just Tesla, there was so much negative news ahead of earnings and just sent its shares price to a 15-month low. This opportunity is here that people would think probably the share price too low. Probably there's the opportunity here to buy the dip, and also Elon Musk just signaled that they will ramp up the production for the cheaper version of the electric vehicles. I think just like combination factor that's pushed up the share price of Tesla.
Right, so you can't keep the optimists down when it comes to Tesla. We've touched very briefly that it was going to be a heavy week for earnings, Tina. But the rally we saw today or overnight was broadly led by the tech giants. Was Tesla the spark for that rally, or is this a bear market rally that can trick investors?
So personally, I think that's a bear market rally from the all-time high markets like in March. Now S&P 500 dropped about 5% last week as the lowest. So usually we see since February of 2023, every correction phase S&P 500 actually dropped about 10%. So now it's about 5% that's probably a temporary bounce in the markets, especially now this US earnings season. So always there's some optimism around this time. So we might see market will continue to bounce this week. However, just need to be very cautious after tech earnings and run up to the Fed decision again next month. There might be some cautious moves again, like a continuous correction phase in the markets.
Okay, let's move back to Asia, and probably the highlight for this week in the region. There is a lot of speculation in markets that Japanese authorities' patience is running out with the weak yen. We can see dollar yen well above 154 this morning. Are we expecting any fireworks from the Bank of Japan meeting this Friday, and is intervention on the horizon?
So Their best for the BOJ might intervene into the exchange rate because this yen is so low at the moment. It might just push up this CPI inflation again in Japan. However, just right now because inflation increased again in the US, actually globally. I think just right now there are expectations for the Fed to delay the rate cuts probably in September or even no cuts this year. But however, at the same time, the interest rate in BOJ actually is lowest among major central banks. So the difference between the interest rate would still actually put on the upside pressure on the dollar yen.
Right, so they're fighting against a pretty strong tide in that case, even if they were to intervene.
Even though their intervention, I don't think there's like fundamentally change the fact that there is still very low interest in Japan. So I think the fundamentally macro thing still have this pressure on the dollar yen, the upside pressure.
Tina, thanks so much for being on the show today, as ever, and for being such a strong supporter of the channel.
Thank you, Jeff. Thanks for the opportunity.
I'm Jeffrey Halley, and we've been speaking to Tina Teng, an independent market analyst down in Auckland, New Zealand, on BizTech's Asian Midday Market Watch. This video and podcast will be on our website, www.biztech.asia, as well as our social media platforms. You can also see it with our syndication partners, TV and radio stations, and their websites also. Please like and subscribe to our various platforms. Thanks so much for tuning in today.